today we have some foreign visitors. So if you like to make any comment or ask any question, you are welcome to do. Where are you from?
Originally from Germany, Tan Ajahn. Oh,
Keep on talking.
from Germany, Tan Ajahn.
Yes, go ahead. Doesn't have to see me, just keep on saying.
Okay, I'm originally from Germany and I was come just from Burma. I was in Burma. And I have a question. I was at a place where they say to reach the absorption meditation, you have to focus, you have to get a light coming. They call it a nimitta. And then you have to focus to get that, to that stage, you have to sit at least 4 hours. And then the nimitta might arise. And when you have this nimitta coming, you put your mind on that. And after some hours, the mind will absorb in it. And that is the real jhana, they call it. And I have a question, because you said the samadhi stage is when you have a certain calm and all of a sudden the mind falls down like in an abyss. That's how I understood it. And that is my experience. I had it several times. And then afterwards you come out of that state and the mind is very refreshed and very energetic and peaceful. So they said it's not possible. I want to just know what you say about it, your comment about that.
I think you have hit the right spot. That's the right kind of samadhi. Yes. Yeah. And you don't need to have a nimitta to get into that samadhi. All you need is to focus on one object, such as your breath, or recite a mantra. Yes. And if you can concentrate, then eventually the mind will drop into calm and become peaceful and happy and neutral. Yes. No emotional feeling involved. Yes. And when you come out of that state, you are refreshed. Yes. You are strong. You can resist all forms of defilement. So that's the right one, except that you cannot get rid of your defilements permanently with just that. What you need next to do is to develop wisdom or insight. The insight is the wisdom of the Buddha, that he discovered that your mental suffering arises from your defilements, from your desire, and your desire can be get rid of only if you know that it is harmful to you. You must not follow it. Every time it asks you to do something, you have to resist it. And everything that your mind, your desire asks you to do can only cause you eventually sadness and disappointment. Because everything that you go for will change, will disappear, because they are anicca and they are anatta. You cannot stop them from falling apart. So once you see this with wisdom, then you will stop or resist your desire, your defilement every time they arise. And eventually they will no longer return once you resist them. And then they will not bother you anymore. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Is that understood?
It's understood. What I found that sometimes the kilesa, they go very strong, and especially when I'm in a peaceful state and come out, then suddenly, for example, it's a little bit funny, but when I'm out and suddenly the mind goes, I want coffee. Something like that.
Yes.
And it's really ridiculous, because before it was very calm and peaceful, and all of a sudden
it disappears because your desire for the cup of coffee destroy your peacefulness.
Yes.
The only way to do it is to go back into your meditation, rather than go and have a cup of coffee. Okay. Because if you have a cup of coffee, you will feel good for a while. But after a while, another desire for another cup will arise. So rather than doing that, you should resist it by going back into your meditation. If you cannot resist it by just using mindfulness alone, then you might have to go into concentration.
Okay.
But sometimes if you have strong mindfulness, you might be able to resist it without having to go into samadhi. But if you could not, then you had to go into samadhi.
So mindfulness is a sort of willpower also. It is like you
It
have
is the one that controls your mind.
control
It can
your
stop your mind.
Mm.
It's the brake.
Mm.
You need mindfulness to
Yes.
stop your mind,
Yes.
stop your desire.
Mm.
You need wisdom to tell you why you must not do what your desire asks you to do. Because your desire is harmful to your mind, harmful to your peacefulness. And you see it when it happens in your mind.
Yes,
You have to
exactly.
see it. What I'm telling you now is not convincing enough.
I
But-
know you're right.
Yeah. But once you have samadhi, you'll know
Yes.
the harmfulness that arises from your desire. If you haven't got samadhi yet, you will not be able to see that harmfulness.
I have sometimes the feeling that this harmfulness is like a self-destructing energy who comes after peacefulness. It seems like there is some sort of, I call it self-destruction because the sati, it try to destroy it.
Uh-huh.
You understand what I'm talking about? Or it's like this kilesa is very self-destructing.
Yeah, it hurts yourself.
Like vibhava tanha. Or,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
It hurts yourself.
Yes.
It's the creator of your suffering. see.
Yes, exactly.
So you have to know this.
Mm.
Once you know this, you have wisdom. See,
Okay.
and then you can resist it every time it
Okay.
arises.
Okay. I know it now, but
Yeah.
I'm not strong enough.
So you need more
I need
mindfulness.
more mindfulness.
Okay. Every time you cannot resist, then you have to develop more mindfulness.
Okay.
Go back into meditation.
Okay.
Okay. Then eventually you'll be able to conquer your desire. Okay.
Want
Eventually.
to? Yeah. So,
It's a slow process sometimes. It depends on the strength of your mindfulness. If you have strong mindfulness, you can have sudden enlightenment. But if you don't, then you have to go the gradual way.
okay.
All right.
Sadhu.
What about the lady next to you? You have anything to ask? Okay. How about you? Do you want to comment or ask anything? Or you can send the microphone to over here.นี่ให้ส่งไปก่อน Anybody wants to say anything? Ask anything?
Is there any particular difference when we develop sati, mindfulness, and developing samadhi?
Well, the object of development sati is called the kammatthana. There are 40 such kammatthana you can use to develop your mindfulness. Yeah. So if you want to study the detail, you can go into the Google and ask for kammatthana 40 object of meditation, subject of meditation. And anapanasati, which means the mindful of your breath, is one of it. Mindful of your body movement is another. If you're not sitting, you're moving around, then you should watch your body movement. Keep watching so prevent you from thinking about this and that. The purpose is to stop your thought. You don't want to let your mind think aimlessly. You want to stop by concentrating on something that you do. If you're walking, just concentrate on your walking. If you're eating, concentrate on your eating. Don't think about anything. If you have to think, then stop everything else and concentrate on your thoughts. Just think enough. Think what you have to think. Once you have done enough thinking, then stop. And then come back and concentrate on whatever you do again. And when you don't have to do anything, when you sit down, then you watch your breath. Concentrate on your breath. Just keep watching your breath. Don't force your breath. Don't control your breath. Just watch your breath at the tip of your nose. That's where the air comes in and goes out. Just watch there. If your breath is short, just know. If it is long, just know. If it is coarse, know. If it is subtle, know. If it disappears, just know that it disappears. Don't have any reaction toward your breath. Just keep watching. If you can do this, your mind will eventually drop into calm, become singularity, and all the thought will disappear, and you'll be peaceful and happy. And once you're in that state, try to maintain it as long as possible. When you start to think, try to stop it with your mindfulness. Then you might be able to sit longer. The longer you sit, the stronger your mind will be. The more content your mind will be. So that when you come out of your meditation, when your desire start to come up, you can resist it. If you know that your desire is harmful to your peace of mind. Okay.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Where you come from?
United States?
U.S. You plan to stay here for a few days?
Yeah, for a week.
Okay. All right. You haven't got any question yet?
Not yet.
Okay. All right then. Anybody else? The lady.
Hi there.
Okay.
What's your favourite sutta?
What do you mean, favorite?
Which one do you go back to?
The four foundation of mindfulness. That's your manual of practice. If you want to practice meditation, if you want to develop insight, if you want to become enlightened, you need the four foundation of mindfulness. Is that all?
Yes, thank you.
What's your favorite?
I'm still reading them, so
I see.
I haven't got to the end yet.
Okay,
so.
try to read the four foundation of mindfulness.
Okay, thank you.
But you need the other sutta as well. The first one, the first sermon, the first sutta, the Dhammacakka Kappawattana Sutta, when the Buddha will expound the Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path. And then you should also read the Anatta Lakkhana Sutta. He taught about anatta, everything is no self. And if you know these three sutta, you are on your way toward enlightenment. Okay?
Thank you.
If nobody else asks question in English, I'll have to let the Thai people ask the question.